grew up and like how it was like back in junior high, elementary, and high school, and all the friends and remembering all the good times and stuff like that. But I wanted to change it up and stuff. So my speech that I'm doing is a thank you speech, and it was very easy for me to know like which speech to do and who to thank. And this person means the world to me. She's been there for a long time, and she's a big part of my life. And I'd like to thank Miss Coots. Ever since 10th grade, Miss Coots been a huge inspiration, from school to girls. Without her, I don't know like what I'd be doing or where I'd be at, and like the talks that me and her had like over the past like since 10th grade, like it's talks that I talked with my parents and nobody else, like about like girl problems in like school, like you know, I remember watching 10th grade, you know, watching the stupid movie from like Caesar, and like me and Garrett's like not doing what we're supposed to be doing, and she's yelling, Victor, watch the movie, blah blah blah, like, you know, okay, whatever, and then she's like a mom to me, like she's like my second mom. From when I'm not at home, I'm at school, and that's like, you know, a mom here. And without her, I wouldn't be or talking to the special person that I'm in love with. She's helped me so much in my life, like from school, like I said, from school, like to girls, like in life, like in general, being out on my own. And like every time that we like talked about it, like, you know, we would I come here crying, like, oh, Victor, what's wrong? Like, you know, it'd be girl problems, or like something's wrong in school, or like I just got in a fight with like my girlfriend or something. And we talked about like the problem that it was, and then soon enough, like we'd be in class, and then she'd, all right, we're going over this and this, and it'd be like exactly what my problem was. Like my problem was, and then she'd be talking about it, I'm just like, weird. Okay. And this class is the only class, like, because this is the class that, the only class that I care about, like I want to do, like, I wake up in the morning, God, this sucks, I have to wake up and go to first hour. Classes. But like first hour, I can't wait to get to third hour, you know, see my friends, and Miss Coots is there and stuff like that. Because Miss Coots, she puts a smile on my face every day, like no matter how, you know, sad I am or mad I am, or like I hate somebody or I'm mad or, you know, whatever. Because, you know, she's beautiful, and when she gets in her moods, like when she's in her happy jumping moods, like Miss Coots, bah! And you know, she just starts laughing, like, and she starts jumping around all ditzy and stuff, you know, and it just makes it 10 times better. And she's like one of the biggest parts in changing me from a boy to a man, because when I came here in 10th grade, I was still a little boy, you know. 10th grade, 11th grade, even 12th grade, I was still a boy. And from all the talks and like everything that she's taught me in speech class, I'm a man now. And, you know, it's hard to say this, but, and I hate to say this, like, you know, I wish it was better, but Miss Coots is the only teacher out of all my life who's left me full from high school. Thank you, Miss Coots.
I think it's an A+, Miss Coots.
I hate you, Victor. Oh, well,
More people like this.
Get the frick.
And it always makes me think when you guys are here, I cry every year, and I cry I cry for you because you're leaving my home, and I want to tell you why. When I was in high school, I remember a lot of things, and every time you leave, every year it takes me back. I remember I didn't have the Star Gratiot, but I had the Gratiot Drive-In. We didn't have Coney, we had McDonald's. We didn't have hotel parties because there wasn't a lot of hotels around here, but there were fields everywhere. It was 22 Mile, had nothing on it. So we used to go out in fields and have like parties. And I remember our birthday parties because we never had any money. So we would decorate the inside of our cars with balloons and write all over the car and drive down Gratiot and say, hey, it's a birthday! And we'd sing and laugh. But mostly what I remember about high school is laughing insanely all the time with my friends. Because think about it, it's the one part of your life where every day you go and there they all are. never, ever happens again like that. And you get so used to seeing the same faces every day, and you so much take this for granted. So I think why I always say this, or at the end of the year, I want to say this to you, please, on this last day, take a look around, because seriously, some of these people, you will never see them again. You won't, and it's very sad. And they were the acquaintances that sat next to you in Fifth Hour that you were nice to. But sometimes I remember all these friends in the last year of school were hugging and crying. We'll always see each other. We make these vows and promises, and if you don't go out of your way to make that happen, it won't. Because I don't see any of these people, and I couldn't even tell you were some of them on your best friends in high school. And so I always want to say to you guys, make those promises. Then you got to do something to make it happen. Because then it's 10 years later, and you're ripped out of this building, and 10 years later, you go to your reunion, and this is the saddest part of all, because if you've done nothing from now to 10 years, you go to your reunion, and you know what you talk about? You talk about all the crap you did in high school, and you laugh about it, and you bring back all those memories, and then there's an awkward moment, because there's nothing. There's 10 years between 18 and 28 where you haven't kept up with each other, so you stand there and you stare at each other, and you don't know what else to say. So you kind of look at each other with this very unspoken kind of moment where you're going to leave it now, because you have nothing to talk about. You start talking about your kids and your job, and there's no connection anymore because you haven't done anything to keep those connections up. And so there's these big gaps in your life. So I want to tell you a couple of things. I want you to, number one, remember on this last day when you make those promises, don't just make those promises. Do everything you can to keep in touch with each other, because if you don't, you will lose each other. Life will rip you away from one another. So do something about it, and get in touch with each other and stay connected with each other. And secondly, if you do lose touch, these people haven't gone anywhere. They're not dead. They haven't died. They're not dead. Somebody said something to me that made me feel really good. They said, people and relationships are like ripples and pebbles. People don't run away from you. They just leave you. They just move out away from you in waves like the ripples in the ocean. And they get very, very far sometimes. But you can get them back. You can find them again. They haven't died. Look for them and find them. If you lose touch with people, find them again. And remember that until you do find them, that they are always here in your heart. And you can bring back those memories whenever you want to. So say those goodbyes to people today, you guys, and take one last look at this building when you walk out and all the great things that you had, and hold on to your heart forever and make the promises and then promise me that you'll keep them. Thank you. Myself every year. I make friends with you guys, and then every year I do the same thing I did in high school. I have to say goodbye again. Every year. This is crazy. I can't get out of this business. I gotta be like this package and leave on the last day and just rank me so I don't have to deal with it.
You gotta be like